Good evening to everyone out there. Welcome to the show. You're watching Seeing the Unseen with Christopher LaPrath. My name's Kenan, the producer. Tonight, the title is Dreamscape. I've got some interesting things to share about that, but before I do, be sure to say something out there in the chat so I know you're here. The first time there's no charge for readings, but going forward after that, it is $10 per card. You can also save yourself some money and pay $100 for the entire month, and that runs 3 shows per week, normally Sunday, Monday, and Wednesday at 6 p.m. Arizona time. So I would highly recommend that. And a quick thought before I turn it over to Christopher for the readings. This life is very much a dream. Cultivating the ability to wake up within it gives us an enhanced perspective that with it then brings a greater sense of freedom, and naturally this results in a happier life. You also get to have more fun. This skill, like any other, it takes practice. A great method to get there is to simply start focusing on the breath. When we're dreaming, there's no sense of breathing. So knowing that we're dreaming in waking life and waking up within that dream, best way to do it is to just breathe. So thanks for listening to me. Enjoy the show. Here's Christopher.
Hey, great Sunday evening to you. Great blessings to you. I like the incense for more vibrancy, more depth to your life. Vibrancy, depth, it's what life is all about. So great blessings to you. Incense your way, vibrancy and depth. I'd like to start the show off today by just bragging a little. My first car had an AM radio. It was amazing. I was so freaking proud of that AM radio. So the show tonight, really, what every show is about, is upgrading from an AM radio. Some of you out there know my excitement when I got my first car and it had an AM radio. I'm not going to give anybody's age away, but John, I think you kind of know what I'm talking about. John and I are the same age. I'm not going to mention anyone else. But it's no matter where you're at spiritually, we can upgrade. Now we know that there's AM and FM radio. There's shortwave radio, longwave radio, ham radio, HD radio, and a few others. But I wanted to liken that to what your abilities are and how they're going to grow, how they're growing, how they've grown. And actually give yourself, brag about yourself. And be happy even if it's an AM radio. Everybody starts somewhere, right? Everybody starts somewhere, no matter where it is. So I wanted to let you know on Wednesday night, we're going to have a special guest. He's one of the top neuroscientists. And John and I, well, Abby and Marilyn also have met him. And he was the one who I finally decided to go to have my brain examined. And Kenan decided to go to him as well. But it was really an amazing experience. But he's going to talk a little bit about your abilities, where people's abilities come from, and how to develop that area of the brain. So I don't know on Wednesday how many readings I'm going to be doing, but I think I know this information is going to be very important. So if you can share this with anyone, if you see my posts on Facebook, please share them. Let them know that it's going to be important, because I'm going to interview Duncan Hepburn, who's a neuroscientist. He graduated top of his class in one of the top schools in the world for neuroscience. So it's all about the brain. It's all about how we process things that happen to us on this planet and how to up the process. So how I went to see him is, I know I've shared this story about John. A few years ago, John, I've known John for many years, and we went to dinner. Now I've had over my life, I've had very strange readings, and many of you have been on the other end of that strange reading. This one was one of the strangest, and I wasn't reading. I wasn't pulling cards. I wasn't doing anything. I was just sitting across the dinner table from John, and I saw the left side of his head bashed in, and there was blood everywhere. And I've asked permission, from John to share this, and I've shared it on the show before. And he saw the look on my face, because I was horrified. I was like, what is happening? Even for me. And he said, well, how do you know about that? I don't talk about that. Only my family knows about that. Anyway, when he was around 18, 19 years old, he got robbed and was hit up alongside the head with a tire iron. They did catch the guys, but it is what propelled he and I both to go see Duncan, who's going to be on the show Wednesday night. Now, it just so happens that both Kenan and I used to babysit Duncan. So we've known him his whole life. And so we've been able to see the amazing progress that he's made and the people that he's able to help. He's worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of stroke victims, all types of brain injuries. But it gives you a deeper insight into what you are capable of. And I hope that's what this show has been able to do, is to help you understand what you're capable of, and that it's about expanding your understanding rather than contracting it. Contracting means like believing what other people have told you about yourself, or knowing that the death, it's not what we think it is. Life is not what we think it is. So we've got a great group tonight. I'm going to do my best to get to everybody, but I wanted to get started with that because the group card tonight is called Dreamscape. It's about dreams, it's about subconscious, it's about what is hidden that we're not even aware of. And I've told you the story over last weekend. I was reading for a gentleman, and I was like, what's the deal with the knocking? Why is there knocking? Does knocking wake you up? Are you hearing knocking? He goes, no. And every goosebump on my body went off. And I saw him in a submarine, and it was sinking. We're at the bottom already, and it was filling with water, and he had a wrench, and he was pounding on the side of the submarine, knocking, hoping to get someone's attention from a ship above. And he looked at me and he said, I used to have horrific nightmares when I was a kid about drowning in a submarine. And I started off by going, oh my God, you're really claustrophobic. And it was an extreme claustrophobia that he admitted to. And then he admitted that when he was younger, that he had these dreams. So I really want to encourage all of you to start having a dream book, because these dreams, when we're sleeping, can come up to show us something, to tell us something, and to take a look at them. And then it's also a great practice to help us wake up, as Kenan mentioned, because this is a dream. We're not solid. Scientists have proven we're not solid. We're made up of billions and billions of atoms and particles, even below the atomic level. We're made up of energy. Being able to expand that and understand where and what life really is. Okay, so that's the group card tonight, Dreamscape. And Marilyn, my dear Marilyn Pitts, let's start with you tonight. Now, if you're new to the show, what I do is I just shuffle through the deck and I allow your higher self, your energies, to pick the highest priority for you and what's important for you to know now. Okay. So Marilyn, you got the corn card. It's the symbol of abundance. You've got this is the time to use the money you've saved to be able to use it on your harvest, to use it, not all of it, I'm not saying go out and spend it all, but really like going to sacred places like Stonehenge in England, Italy, or just using it to things that you really enjoy, like going out to eat. Using it for a cat sitter while you're gone, you know, or a pet sitter. It's really evaluating what it is you want to do on this planet. Because when you go to, let's say some of these places that you've always wanted to go to, it's going to download. Because this group card tonight has to deal with the frequency between bridge pathways from the subconscious into the conscious mind. And when you put yourself into different places, there are certain frequencies of the earth that are there. So you're not just going to visit sacred places, but you're also it'll give you exercise to tune into certain frequencies that are there. And some of them you may like, and some of them you may not like, and walk away. But it's such a great training. And I'll give you a quick example. I have a really good friend and client. His name is Jack. So Jack and his girlfriend went to this antique store. And I go, well, that's nice, Jack, but you know, I don't go to antique stores. He goes, oh, please, Chris, please, you got to come. I go, all right, I'm going to come on the condition that I use this as a training for you. And so I went, but I had an intention. Like, I'm going to train these kids. I'm going to train these people. And so we walked into this store, and he goes, now, me and my girlfriend were going to stand back, and we want to see if you get the same reaction from the same objects that we did that are in this store. I went, sure. So, and this is, I'm telling you this, I'm telling Marilyn this story, but I want to share this with all of you because it's a great exercise. And I'm not telling you to go into antique stores, okay? But you can use this no matter where you go, no matter where you're at. no matter who you're around. It's about trusting the frequencies that are coming up off of objects or people or places. All right. So I walked over to this painting. I went, oh, no, 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 no. And they started laughing. They went, yes, that was the painting that freaked us out. I walked over to this really weird looking doll. And I was like, oh, God. And they went, yes, they started laughing. That was the doll that freaked them out. So then across the room was this table. And it was a very short table. It was only about knee high, maybe just a little bit above knee high. And it had holes in it, like, I don't know, like an ironing board without the cloth on it. And I couldn't get within 30 feet of it. And I started backing out of the store. And Jack and his girlfriend were like, oh my God, wait, before you go, you got to hear what this is. And what it was an autopsy table from the Civil War. And there was still DNA on this autopsy table. Guys, it just really freaked me out. There was so much darkness and sadness and all of that around there. My point of telling you all this story is trust your gut. Trust your gut. Okay, that's all I want to say. All right, Kat, Jared, here we go. So we've got a really great group tonight. We've got Kat, Jared, Dawn, Tiffany, Lindsay, John, Marilyn, Abby, Jeff, JC, Ashley, Nicole, Teresa, and Gina, right?
And then more people too.
What's that?
And then Ashley.
Oh, and then Ashley Siskowski. Okay, great. Okay. So, Kat. Can you look up the it's something around drumming. It's something around so Kat, there's something with your lower back, sacrum, tailbone area. It's like where the Kundalini, the creative process, rises up. So massage, chiropractor, acupuncture, but even listening to drumming and even dancing to drumming is going to be important for you. So also there's yoga. You're needing to stretch your hips. You're needing to open that area up, because that's where the creative process will help you. It'll open up your creative process. even physical therapy. So I found a really good massage therapist that was also a physical therapist. Amazing, like really amazing. And then the other thing that really helped, what are those balls we ordered?
They're like lacrosse balls or
Okay,
softballs.
so on Amazon, and I'll send you guys a picture of this. Oh, and I've got that other thing that I want to send you. So I'll try to get those off in the mail tomorrow. Lacrosse balls. You can order them on Amazon. They're really hard, but I lay on those. Like I'll lay in bed and I'll put them under my back or my hip. Yeah, they're amazing. Like that's what this physical therapist told me to do. So I'm going to tell you to do that. It's okay. I suggest that. I'm not going to tell you to do anything. All right, Jared. Would you mind sharing something with the astrological aspect of the bone while I'm talking to Jared?
Mm-hmm.
So, Jared, and I'm glad you're here because this is going to deal with every one of us. So, Gina, Teresa, Ashley, Jeff, JC, Abby, Marilyn, John, Austin, Lindsay, Tiffany, Dawn, all of you. The moon is very symbolic of, again, what we started the show off with, your psychic abilities. Waking up from the dream. And so one of the things I wanted to share, Jared, is maybe you've heard of lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is where you wake up in the middle of the dream and you realize it's a dream, and then you can control the dream. So years ago I had a lucid dream. To give you an example, I was falling off a cliff and I woke up. I didn't wake up. I knew it was a dream, and then I realized, I'm not really falling off the cliff. I can actually fly. And I began to control the dream. So in order to improve your lucid dreaming at night are some tips that I wanted to share with you. Now, why I'm sharing you these tips, Jared, but also every one of you, is that, as Kenan said at the beginning of the show, this is really a dream. So, to improve your lucid dreaming, these are some of the suggestions. During your waking hours, periodically perform reality checks. So, Jared, if something comes up and it's frustrating, or you're angry, or you're upset, or you're sad, or whatever it is, do a reality check. So, this involves questioning whether you're dreaming or awake. Now, as a reminder, you can wear a rubber band around your wrist and kind of swap that rubber band. Common reality checks include trying to push a finger through the palm of your hand, looking at a clock, looking at text, and then looking away and back again to see if it changes, or trying to breathe holding your nose closed. Those are reality checks. So when any of us get frustrated, your brain can go on survival and it can shut down the higher level thinking. Just like if you were in a dream and you're falling off a cliff. It's like getting into the habit of, wait a minute, what's real here? Where's this frustration coming from? Where's the fear coming from? The idea is, if you make this a habit during the waking life, you'll eventually do it during a dream and realize you're dreaming. That's the point of it. But it's also, I thought, very beneficial for the waking life and some of the challenges that we face in this dream. The other thing is to keep a dream journal. So at night, keep a journal by your bed. But how much more important is it when you're writing, like actually keeping a journal during the day? This helps you become more aware of what you're feeling and where it's coming from and your dreams, and it also increases your dream recall. Okay? But what this does, so if you were lucid dreaming at night and you're improving the lucid dreaming, one of the major benefits is improved problem solving. Lucid dreaming encourages cognitive flexibility and problem solving skills as individuals navigate and manipulate the dream world. So the moon represents the dream world, Jared. And what aspect, universe, show me now what else I need to see around this subject, around this issue. Okay, all right, my dear Dawn. So Dawn, this is called taming the wind. And people think, oh, well, you can't really control the wind. That's kind of impossible. But the wind is also representative of your mind, and letting your mind run amok. And wind can be very soothing, or it can be very, very destructive. So smudge, get some incense, get some sage. Smudge, you're needing to clean your house. And get into the habit of doing that way more often, because you've got kids in school, you've got a husband, you're out and about working, and stuff can follow us home. Just like we wash our hands, get into the habit. It's like getting into more of a sacred commitment to your life. And it will help clear the thoughts. I just did a reading today where the girl was up and down with emotions. But she was also very gifted, very much like you are. And it's really easy to be picking up on other people's anger or fear or any of that. And you've studied psychology, so you know what I'm talking about. You're going to be entering into a time of co-creating more with the Great Spirit. I love this. It's such a beautiful, beautiful card, where you can control your thoughts. You can control the wind. This is a dream. The highest level of enlightened people are able to do that. It's now time for you to understand rather than to be understood. So there are people out there, again, I'll use this illustration, it's very hard to teach calculus to second graders. They just don't have the capacity. So it's important for you to be in a place of understanding that some people aren't going to get it. What seems very simple to you and losing anywhere where you think people should get it. They just don't. So it's important for you to understand rather than you be understood, because they're not going to understand you. Just any more than the second grader is going to understand calculus. Okay. All right. Dr. Lundeen, thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. So this is so Tiffany, witnessing a crime is very different than committing a crime, right? So one of my teachers told me, when people are experiencing like delirium tremens, the best thing you can do is just move the furniture and let them thrash, let them go through the convulsions. There's not much you can do. And it's very challenging sometimes to be able to just witness this and not be able to do anything about it. But staying in your energy, staying with who you are, is of the greatest benefit to the people that are around you that are going through stuff. Staying who you are without getting energetically involved. Again, it's very much like the oxygen mask from the airplane. It's very much like somebody in a river, and rather than jumping in, get them a lifeline. Get them a life jacket. Throw them something. Rather than jumping in. This is you being the witness and pulling your energy back. I don't know what situation's going on now. But the best help you can be is to allow people to hit rock bottom. And sometimes it's the hardest thing to do. But because if people are not allowing other people to hit rock bottom, then that person becomes the enabler. And that's a huge life lesson. And the best thing you can do is stay who you are in your own energy and be the witness rather than be involved in it. So pull your energy back from it. It is all going to work out. Okay. All right, Lindsay and Austin, here we go. I love this, Lindsay. I love the picture on this. If you look at the beauty of this painting or this artwork, that's the level of artwork you do and beyond. This is like a camping trip. It's really important for you to get out and ground without any artificial electronic devices around you. You need a break from some electronic devices. And there's actually like protectors you can buy, from electronic devices, because you're really sensitive. You're becoming more sensitive. What are some of the? I use certain things that help me because I work on a computer all day as well. Like I'll ground. I have a chair that has magnets in it. I just feel like I know that I function a lot better. There are certain devices out there that you can even attach to your phone or that type of thing, but you're needing to ground, like literally go stand on the earth barefoot. It will help you tremendously. Yeah, salt lamps help. And when you're agitated, you shut down electronics. Yeah, okay, that's perfect. It's a certain frequency. It's the certain frequency. So when I go back to the group card, and I look at the group card, Lindsay, it's about frequencies bridging pathways from the subconscious into the conscious awareness. If you do that for, I don't know how often a day, you could shut that down. It'll help those frequencies from the subconscious to the conscious bridge better, stronger, more evenly. Because there's too much interference. Okay. Austin. This is the Wile E. Coyote. Okay, so I'm channeling Roadrunner and Coyote here. When I was a kid, and I'd watch those Roadrunner cartoons, thinking, aren't there other Roadrunners? Aren't there other rabbits or something that the coyote could go after? Because I didn't understand, because he's always getting like rocks dropped on him or some far out thing, right? This is when things do not go as planned. So the Wile E. Coyote, Austin, would make these elaborate plans, right? Order them from Acme, order these giant machines from Acme, and it would always go wrong. So this is not giving up when things don't go as planned, but it's perhaps teaching you to have an intention, but to let go of expectation. And anywhere where you've been taught, and again, it's not bad or wrong. I'm not talking about parents being bad or wrong. But anywhere where you've been taught to be on a squirrel wheel, this is you moving more off the wheel. This is you moving more off the grid. Oh, and that has to do with you too, Lindsay. It's like kind of moving more off the grid. Huh. So pay special attention to detours, Austin, to disappointments. When things don't go as a plan, but view them as a test of faith that somehow it worked out for a reason, or it didn't work out for a reason. Because this is great growth. great understanding coming your way. And anywhere where there's been anywhere where any of us are trying to manipulate a situation, are we willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that? And that the universe may have a different goal set up for us than what we have intentionally set up. It's going to work out, but not in the way you think. Okay. All right, John. And you guys keep watching. I'm getting to Marilyn, Abby, Jeff, JC, Ashley, Teresa, and Gina. Okay. Do we have anybody below Gina? Okay.
Oh, yeah, it was Ashley.
Oh, Ashley. Okay. So, John, it isn't so much about the card, which is the serpent card. It's more about the number. It's the 10, number 10. Because it's 46, 4 and 6 add up to 10. It's new beginnings. It's the 1 card. So I'm going to kind of carry it over to from Austin's card or Austin's reading. So think about it this way, like you're going to Yellowstone to take pictures and you're on the highway, and then all of a sudden you get this feeling to go down this dirt road or down this side road. And you trust that, but it takes you in a completely different direction, but you end up getting amazing pictures. It's like you're guided or directed to go down that road. This is a whole new direction. The serpent card is about major transformation. And you're moving into an ability to manifest like you've never been able to manifest before. Also, if you are out in the desert, wear the boots. Absolutely wear the boots. And you're like a snake, you're shedding your skin. It's like a whole new beginning. Taking you in a whole new direction. Follow it. Absolutely go for it. All right, my dear Marilyn and Abby. Hope it's not too late for you there on the East Coast. Blade, Maryland, offense, defense. I release and clear the fear of cutting people off. So you're very well educated, you're very well experienced, but when it comes to family and close friends, there comes a time where energetically you don't have to, but highly recommend you cut them off. Otherwise, again, we're going back, otherwise you're enabling. So this is free of enabling in any way, shape, or form, which you don't do, but you're it's okay that people understand that they think you're cutting them off because you don't like them, but you're actually cutting them off because of their energy and their belief systems. And so again, it's like, cutting people off is like allowing them to hit rock bottom. And waking up within this dream to go, how else can I look at this? Wait a minute. This is a dream. Am I getting pulled out of myself by this behavior or this belief system from this person? It's absolutely cutting them off. And then I'm going to encourage you to get into writing. And anywhere where you believe you're not a good writer, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that? Okay. All right, my dear Abby. Oh gosh, I wish I knew what this card was. Oh, what does this card mean? Oh my God, I don't understand. What does this card mean? I don't get it. I don't understand it. Kenny, can you take over the show? I just can't do this. So, my dear Abby, you see how I took a drink and I was being facetious, obviously. You can stand watching a thunderstorm or watch a thunderstorm and expect lightning, and you watch and you watch and you watch, and then you give up and you walk away, and boom, lightning strikes. My point of telling you this is when you're working on a problem, give it to your secretary. Just give it to your secretary. Your secretary is the universe. So I'm going to talk to everybody on the show. If you're having an issue right now, give it to your secretary, the universe, and lightning will strike. Have you ever been like looking for your keys? And you're looking all over the place, and then Marilyn distracts you or the dogs distract you, and you have to feed the dogs. So you go feed the dogs, and then boom, you find your keys. It's like that. It's like just let go, because the harder you're looking for your keys, the more frustrated you become. It contracts the energy. It shuts down your higher level of thinking, so you would never even remember where you left your keys. This is distracting the brain. This is like doing something else, giving it to the universe, and the secretary will answer it for you. Okay, that was good. That was really good. I don't know, Abby, your cards always make me laugh. I love it. It's so great. All right, Jeff, here we go. Thanks for staying on. I really appreciate all of you. It's a great show tonight. And if you're just joining us, Wednesday night, I don't know how many readings I'm going to be able to get to, but we're having a neuroscientist come on the show He's going to be able to talk about the brain, about your gifts, where your gifts come from, how they manifest, and how it is different with every one of us. Okay, Jeff, here we go. Oop. Pachamama. What, Jeff, you say is Pachamama? Absolutely, Jeff. Opening your heart up to absolutely know how much you are loved. Pachamama is Earth. It is Gaia. It is Mother Earth. How much Earth loves you. And it's why you got the ranch where you got the ranch. And it is an opportunity for that Earth, for that place, and just Earth in general, to absolutely love you. She's the goddess of the Earth. Another name for her is Gaia. So we talked a little bit about grounding, like with Lindsay, how important it is for her to ground. This is your time to let go of all suffering. Suffering in the fact of being too tired or being too busy. You want to talk about somebody busy? It's the Earth. But it's trusting that everything happens in its own time. So doing some deep breathing exercises is really important for you. And you're letting go of the old myth. You were given the garden to become its steward. You were given this ranch to become and be its steward. And that's going to be more prominent with you and for you. And you do have the ability to jump into higher sources, but it's way more important for you to be more grounded. Okay. Who's next? We've got JC?
Yeah.
All right. Hey, JC. Thanks for being here. So we've got JC, Teresa, Gina, and Ashley coming up. Don't hang up now. All right, JC. Anywhere, JC, where you don't believe there's enough magic for you, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate? Anywhere where you have been taught or believed about yourself that you're not worthy of magic or you don't have magic, are you willing to release, clear, destroy, and uncreate that? There's something with your increase or your ability to see auric fields or energy fields. You know how, like, when it gets really hot out and there's like this thing that comes off the pavement, it looks like crinkly, like light wave shifting. it's kind of like that. And so there's nothing wrong with your eyes. But it's like welcoming the Christ consciousness in, or if you want to term it Buddha consciousness. It's this ability to know how special you are, and anywhere where you've been told that you weren't special, can you just flush that? That was those people's issues, not yours. So, like even taking a class on energy, I don't like Reiki, or it's like a healing energy. You're going to be working more in that field. Hey Ashley, thank you for being here. Okay. Two roads diverged, and Wood and I took the one less traveled by. That's made all the difference. Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh no, wait. Oh, let me back up. Dang it! I should have taken that other road. Oh wait. No, I'm on the right road. Oh, I don't know. Lose it. Just you are on the right path. You are the path. It's actually energy goes where attention flows. So you got to focus, girl. You got to focus. Know that you're on the right path, because you can walk into a candy store and it's like, no, I'm going in there for sweet tarts. And you know what? Tomorrow I can go in for M&Ms. It's stay on the path, get your sweet tarts, you're on the right path. You're being directed and guided. So you're moving into dimensional awareness. All right, so let me tell you what happened. So this last weekend, I went to Contact in the Desert. I'm going to try to show this picture. Give me just a second here. I've got to pull this picture up. So this picture, when we went to this Contact in the Desert, actually we went to what they call the CE5, which is called the Close Encounters of the Fifth Kind. And they started the program, there were about 200 people out in this very dark area of this 5-star hotel. We were out in the yard, and they started this really beautiful, beautiful meditation. Well, immediately, now we're in the city. There must have been a dozen coyotes started howling. We're like, what? That was weird, right? Mm-hmm. Kennan's like, what's happening here? And then we began to see so actually they initially looked like birds. You thought that they were birds. There was a V formation that flew over us. This is a picture of it. But there were many of them. But when you blow the picture up, that's no bird. It was pitch black out, and they were glowing. They were glowing. And so for those that it was like they were disguising themselves in they were disguising themselves as birds. I'm trying to show you a better picture of this. Because they would transform. They would transform into these iridescent lights. And I'm the reason I'm telling you this is it was interdimensional. And so for those that didn't have the brain, that didn't have the doorknobs in the brain, that didn't have anything to hang on, oh, those were just birds. No, they were not birds. And I have lots of pictures to prove that they weren't birds. They were like iridescent. They were like, how would you describe them? As incandescent? Glowing. Like Kenan said, they were glowing. Anyway, so this is your ability to open up to other dimensions. And I don't know how that's going to look for you. But sometimes when you think it's a bird, it's actually not. If that makes sense to you. All right, my dear Teresa. All right, so your definite power animal, number one, Teresa, is eagle. So when an eagle sees a mouse, it doesn't call up all its crow friends and going, hey, there's a mouse over here in the far field on the right. If you look down 300 feet, it's right. No, it goes after what it wants without the need to share. And Teresa, there are some people I won't read for. I mean I'm very kind about that. I just say, gosh, I'm sorry, my schedule. I'm just really tight with my schedule because I know they're not ready. So this is setting your intention for what type of people you're wanting to help now. So there are those, Mother Teresa worked in the poverty-stricken Calcutta. This is upping your game and working with a higher level vibrational, a higher level of vibration where there's not as much kickback on you. If that makes sense. Upping your game. This is upping your game. All right, my dear Gina, here we go. And then Laurel, Ashley and Laurel. Awesome. Okay. Gina. So Gina, you've got to move it. You've got to move it. You're needing more movement. You're needing more dance. You're needing more action in creating what it is you actually want. And being open to feedback and being open to suggestions to help you move forward learning the steps. So this is the rainmaker, where you call in, like the rainmaker brings in the rain, it brings in the blessings. You're getting more blessings. And things are opening up for you. But it's looking at alternative methods of healing, alternative methods of doing things. So when something comes to you, try it. Don't just say no. That's kind of malarkey. There's something coming up that definitely take a look at it. It's more for your healing, mental, emotional, spiritual, physical. And then just know that you yourself are such a refreshment for other souls on the planet. When somebody gives you a compliment, be free of going, no. Say thank you. Accept, allow that blessing in. Okay, Ashley. More hummingbird feeders, Ashley. More joy. The spirit world manifests itself to you in a physical form through hummingbirds. When you see a hummingbird, what's the message for me? And just quiet the mind. Don't try to figure it out. Don't try to listen. Just be there with it. What is the message here? So, can you scroll up on the comments, Ken? No, down. Yeah. Yeah. So, can you answer Marilyn? I'll do it Monday tomorrow night. Yeah. So this is spirit coming to you through the hummingbird, but it's like there's a mother figure around you, actually. There's like an embroidery of hummingbird, or a painting of a hummingbird.
Ashley says her grandfather comes to me in the form of a hummingbird.
Okay, your grandfather comes to you in the form of a hummingbird, and you know it's your. Okay, that makes perfect sense. Because I knew it was a grandparent, but there's something about. He's talking about the mother. There's a message here that he's watching over mother. He's watching over a woman right now. And I'm not sure what that means, but There's something with that. Okay, and we have Laurel, right? Okay. All right, Laurel. Thanks for hanging in there. I know it's late on your end. So when you're at the end of the rope, so this is the number 13, right? It's the 58 card, which adds up to 13. So what is actually viewed as unlucky is actually turning into something lucky. Remember that story about the farmer and his son, and the farmer's old and the son's taking care of the farm, and then the son falls and breaks his leg, and the townspeople go, oh, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. And then this marauding army comes through and takes all the teenage boys, except for the farmer's son, because he had a broken leg, didn't take him. And all the townspeople go, oh, good luck, good luck, good luck. And then their only plow horse runs away. Everybody goes, oh, bad luck, bad luck, bad luck. And then the next day, the plow horse brings 10 more horses. And everybody goes, oh, good luck, good luck. This is whatever you're viewing as not working out. Boom. There's something good coming from it. That's the tree of life. It's the 13 card. The number 13 is not really an unlucky number at all. So whatever you're viewing as not working out, or possibly not working out the way you think it is, it's going to work out. This is also, keep a dream journal, Laurel. The subconscious, and I'm going to share this with everyone. Again, we're going back to the group card. This is dreams. This is the unconscious coming up. So even if you have what we call a bad dream, think of that as stuff coming up that is leaving, that you no longer need. This is the tree of life is about blossoming, but it's also about really understanding more of the subconscious and those aspects coming up. And sometimes they come up and you can get frustrated, but it's just energy moving through. Angry, frustrated, sad. It's just coming up, leaving. Coming up, leaving. So I was going to pull 2 cards for everybody because I missed the show last weekend, but because there were so many on tonight, I didn't want to keep you on the show a long time, but I'll do my best to read 2 cards for everyone, or do 2 readings tomorrow for those of you that have paid $100 for the month. So great blessings to you. Love you all. Thank you so much. Great show. Have a great night.